Prompt engineering is one of the highest leverage skills that you can learn in 2023. You might have already seen the news. This new profession can pay anywhere between $250,000 and $335,000 per year, but most people only scratch the surface when using ChatGPT. Today I want to give you a quick introduction to ChatGPT and prompt engineering. I'll also show you how to build an instructional prompt from scratch. These prompting techniques and principles will level up your prompting game and will help you save time in your job or business. Let's dive in. Today we're going to start off with a quick introduction to ChatGPT and prompt engineering. The first thing you need to realize is that ChatGPT is very much like a computer program. It understands words or natural language instead of requiring code. What can make prompt engineering challenging is that it can often give unpredictable results. Your job as a prompt engineer is to deliver results that are more reliable and therefore more valuable. How do you learn to give ChatGPT better input? The first thing you need to do is learn how to give it better instructions using the right words or prompts. What does the prompt engineering process look like? The first thing that you do is that you tell ChatGPT what you want. This is your input text. The next thing you do is you explain how you want your output to be formatted. And then lastly, you receive your output and then you evaluate that output to see if it's aligned with your needs. If it is not exactly what you expected, then you go back to the first step and you again tell ChatGPT what you want to try and refine the resulting output. As you can see, high quality input gives high quality output. So therefore, better prompts give better results. Another important thing to note is that the more input you can give, the better ChatGPT's output will be. So you can use multiple prompts to get the exact output that you're looking for. In other words, you can go through a process of iteration until you reach your required goal. This is important because ChatGPT 3.5 has a memory of the conversation of up to 3,000 words before it forgets the first thing that you spoke about. ChatGPT 4 has just been released and the memory capacity has been increased quite significantly up to 25,000 words. So this has implications for long-form content creation, extended conversations, as well as document search and analysis. Next, we're going to look at the 8 best practices for prompt engineering. So let's build a prompt together. First thing you need to do is to make sure that you always give clear and effective instructions to ChatGPT. This means you should always be specific, descriptive, and as detailed as possible, and make sure to leave out all the fluff. Here is the beginning of a prompt. We first start by defining our goals and our outcomes. In this case, we're asking ChatGPT to write a short introduction as well as provide some article topics. Next, we need to get a bit more specific. So in this case, we're going to provide a topic, and that topic is going to be artificial intelligence. Next, we're going to explain the format and length required. We're going to be asking for a 10-point numbered list. Then we need to expand upon our requirement with some contextual relevance. So in this case, we're going to be asking how artificial intelligence may affect knowledge workers, as well as asking ChatGPT to discuss the risks and opportunities around artificial intelligence. Next, we need to ask for a style or a voice. In this case, we're going to ask ChatGPT to write in the voice of Isaac Asimov, and then we can provide an example. So in this case, we're giving the first bullet point in the list, which is workers who can leverage AI and adapt to new technologies will likely thrive in the future job market. And lastly, we can provide some leading words to give ChatGPT a clue as to what to do next. In this case, we've just put the word output with colon to suggest that the output should follow. Once you receive the output back, you can go through the process of iteration to improve on the output that you received. Next, we're going to take the prompt that we created and give it to ChatGPT. You'll see that the default ChatGPT 3.5 is selected here. ChatGPT 4 is, however, now available. Although it is stronger on reasoning and conciseness, you'll also see that it is a slower model. And so we'll stick to GPT 3.5 for this demonstration. We're just going to copy the prompt that we wrote earlier into the chat box. Here, ChatGPT is introducing itself as Isaac Asimov, a science fiction writer. It proceeds to give us a list of 10 ideas: the rise of AI in the workplace and its impact on knowledge workers, benefits of AI for knowledge workers such as automation of mundane tasks, potential for job displacement, importance of upskilling and reskilling, and so on and so forth. Now, of course, you can decide that maybe this is not detailed enough. So you could say, for example, please provide more details for each bullet point, and off it goes. All right. So you can also decide that perhaps you want to change the topic slightly. So let's say change the topic to jobs and industries that LLMs are likely to disrupt. We can also decide to change the format slightly. So let's say that we want headings and paragraphs for each item, as well as bullet points for all the key takeaways. And perhaps we want to change the voice and style. Here's one that has worked quite well for me in the past, using Strunk and White's elements of style. So now it's giving us a list of jobs that AI can potentially disrupt in future. And then for each one, it gives a short bullet point summary. So for lawyers, LLMs can review and analyze contracts quickly and accurately, which could disrupt the need for lawyers to perform this task manually. LLMs can be used for legal research, potentially reducing the need for lawyers to conduct extensive research manually. LLMs can be used for code generation, code optimization, and debugging. Customer service can be used for chatbots and voice assistants. Doctors, medical records, medical diagnosis, medical research, and the list goes on, journalists, etc. So of course we could ask it to continue with more examples, and now it's going to give us more jobs that could potentially be disrupted. So business and finance, disrupted by financial analysis, fraud detection, investment analysis, marketing and advertising, content creation, social media management, and the list goes on. So as you can see, this is pretty powerful once you get a good prompt going, and then you continue to iterate to ask it for more details or further information or expand upon your topic or the context that you give it. What are some good use cases for ChatGPT? ChatGPT can be pretty much used for any repetitive task that you do, and here are some ideas to get you started. First one that ChatGPT is great for is brainstorming ideas. It can come up with a lot of ideas, a lot of variations on themes. It can mix and match things, and it can generate them and spit them out really fast. This is definitely a good thing to try and to apply it to lots of different areas of your work. The next thing you can do is get it to explain terms or logic. So if there is some writing or code that you don't exactly understand, ChatGPT is great at breaking that down into simpler language or write at the level of a 12th grader. It is also good for writing code functions. So if you are wanting to speed up your coding work, or even if you're looking to get into some programming, this is a great way to generate code and also to understand how code works. The next thing you can look at is creating marketing or content plans. So again, this relates to brainstorming ideas. ChatGPT can come up with a lot of different ideas, which you can then mix and match to come up with your ideal solution. And then you can also use ChatGPT to create templates for various different things, such as presentations like the one you're watching now. Lastly, ChatGPT is also very good for summarizing things like books or videos. So if you have a lot of video content, let's say a long lecture to get through on YouTube, then you can use ChatGPT to summarize that and save yourself the time of watching the long video or just checking it out before you watch the whole thing. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to make sure you see more stuff from me. I'll keep you updated on everything happening in tech and AI right now. And if you want to nerd out on more cool futuristic AI tools, head over to aiwebguide.com and join the newsletter. Also check out the links in the description below. I'll see you in the next one.